What's going on, everybody? It's BlendzbyJ here. Today we have a tutorial. We are cutting my boy Dominic's waves off. Well, curly-ish waves. We're going down to a 6 with a 3 on the sides with some mid tapers. My client has a thinning hairline on the corners, so something we're going to be targeting today is really trying to crisp out that hairline without having to push back too much. As you can see, I'm going across the top of the 6 open, just trying to make sure I get everything nice and even. And later toward the end of the video, I go in with a little brush session and I kind of get them started, because that little crown area, you will see that it's kind of poking up, and it is a point of interest that I have had over the past couple months. So we kind of do have to get a little good brush in, or that spot just sticks up no matter how much you attack it. Whether it's open or closed, you'll see me kind of get a little frustrated with it, but we are trying to figure that out. Something I also do want to point out is with this texture of hair, it is super easy to blend. So for any of you guys that are really trying to get into that, fine texture, just starting off, is just really easy. Starting off here, we are going to be lining up the C cups. As you can see, I kind of already had my baseline, but typically you'll just follow where it would match on the other side of the C cups. And since I've been cutting him for a couple of months now, I mean, his guidelines are pretty much there for me to follow, and we do like them on the sharper side, so you can see a little bit of the growth coming back. But as you can see, I'm kind of just foil shaving it in instead of straight razoring it, just to kind of get the stubble out of the way so I can establish where I'm going to set my bald line, which I'm doing right there. Afterward, I'm going to follow up with my bald shaver and kind of just establish that short to long finish that every taper has. I'm starting off with my open, working my way to closed up until my 2, and really just taking my time with it, stretching out the guidelines and assuring him that it'll have a clean, crisp finish at the end. I really work my 1 and my 1.5 the most, and toward the end I work my half at just the bottom, working in 1/4 inch guidelines. If you go anything thicker than that on fine hair, it kind of comes out more of like a high taper, and you don't want that. You really don't want that for that, because it looks like you're gonna have a high taper with hooks, and I mean, it just looks janky. Okay, and right here you can see I'm working that half guard and just taking out that bottom line. I will eventually take off the guard if I need to and come back and detail it, but I'm gonna go back in with my T outliners and just sharpen up that C cup, trying to make sure that it's as natural as possible, not trying to push it back too much, just trying to give it that in between is really my style of cutting. I mean, for my clientele that don't like it as sharp, we just keep it a little bit more natural. But Dominic, on the other hand, he likes his cut to last. He's more of the 1 to 2 weeks, or not 1 to 2 weeks, sorry, 2 to 3 weeks. So whatever can last him the longest is what I'm gonna do. Over the ear is really simple. You just follow where it is, continue to brush down, following to the C cup on the other side. Same steps follow. Bald line, follow with the shaver, and just start from that open to that 2. Alright guys, for the back, so I start off closed whenever I do my bald guideline. I do shavers last, and I work in about 1/2 inch guidelines. I like to stretch out the blend as much as I can, kind of just giving it a wider piece, because if you kind of compress it, it looks like your taper on the back is like a week old. I like all my tapers to kind of stand out and pop and kind of have that difference versus how other barbers might do it. I work close purely on the back, so that's a one close that I'm watching. And then I go in with my two closed and I kind of just debulk just a little bit more above it. I want it to have a really flush look on the back, especially because when his hair does grow back and kind of start to wave and curl up, it really crests up on the back. So kind of setting in that foundation for it to grow a little shorter would be great. It's a little harder as it gets longer to taper out his hair, and you will see over the next couple months how it'll transition. But after this too, I kind of just follow up with my 1.5 underneath it, and I kind of just continue to attack that line until it blends out all closed. If you have to, you can open it up, but really just making sure that the sides and everything are equal is essential to a clean taper. And here's that one that I decided to flick out with. Taking out the back lines can be hard toward the middle just because of that occipital bone. So kind of taking it up with a lighter guard at the end of the day will make your life a lot easier if you do have the experience. But just depending on the texture of the hair is how that will come out. Afterward, I follow up with my half guard closed, kind of just setting in a little bit smaller than that 1/2 inch guideline, and then I kind of work my way up more open. Afterward, I do go in with my no guard open and kind of just finish up those little curly spots that don't grab in the guard, all the little stubborn hairs. These are all little things that you won't see in tutorials where they tell you to just hit it with the guard and then you're looking at your blend like, what's different? But anyways, here's the shaver, just kind of touching up that blend, making it really pop is what the key to this is. Now I'm establishing where his light points in his hairline are, wondering how far I could really take it before it is considered a pushback. So I am taking it up about 1/4 inch is what I think is going to look best for his hairline. As you can see the little difference there in how long it is really going to be. It's not too much shorter. It does look nice. His grow back isn't terrible, so I won't leave him that stubble look, thankfully. But you kind of just have to know your client's hair at that point and make your best judgment for what it is at the end of the day. I'm kind of just following it across, trying to get it as straight as we can, and at the end we just touch it up with the razor, touch up the C cups with the razor, and lastly we enhance it. I hope you guys liked this video. Just keep watching till the end. You'll be really surprised on the before and the after of the hairline and how we were looking at the start. I mean, he's a changed man. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any more questions or any critique that I can take, I would love to hear it. Happy 2025, guys. First video of the year. Thank you.
Soundstripe. Soundstripe.